My husband randomly takes his out and flops it around as a form of communicating that he is thinking about sex. It gives me the ick.
Oh, the old flopperoonie.
Is that the actual technique?
Yeah, the flopperoonie.
An advanced initiation technique?
All men know about the flopperoonie.
Hello and welcome to the Pillow Talks podcast. We're your hosts, Vanessa
And Xander Marin.
I'm a sex therapist with over 20 years of experience.
And I'm just a regular dude. We share the ups and downs in our relationship while giving you step-by-step techniques for improving yours.
Make sure you subscribe for your weekly double date full of totally doable sex tips, practical relationship advice, hilarious and honest stories of what really goes on behind closed bedroom doors, and so much more. It's the sex education you wish you'd had.
We're back.
We're back today to talk more about the ick. So if you missed last week's episode, we did a deep dive on getting the ick in relationships, which is, it's really has been used more as a dating term. Like you're on your second or third date with somebody and they do something small, but it just feels weird. It gives you the ick. It makes you not interested in continuing to see them.
Can't come back from it.
Yeah, but we started talking about getting the ick in the context of relationships.
Because we talk about that now. Now that that's so common in dating, I think we start to use that language in long-term relationships too. But the problem is, in a long-term relationship, most people aren't like, oh, I got the ick, so I got a divorce. It's like, I have the ick now, what do I do? Since I can't not date this person like I would if I was just starting to date them.
So we ended up having so much fun in that episode. We were intending it for it to be one episode where we gave a little bit of background about the ick and then went into some of your stories. But we went on such a deep dive and all these different rants and tangents about the ick that by the end of it, we really only ended up getting to 2 of our 20 questions that had been sent in.
Yeah, we got hung up on, we kind of listed out a lot of short, sentence long, I get the ick from blah, blah, blah. We were just talking about what some common ones. There were some wild ones where I'm like, okay, I get that that's an ick, but this is on you for putting yourself in this situation. Like the way my husband wipes his butt. And it's so what? Don't watch him wipe his butt. Why are you there?
If you didn't listen to that episode, you absolutely have to. I would recommend listening to that one first and then come back and listen to this one. But,
as much as we'd love to have you here now with us, but
stay with us. Just go back in time to a week ago.
Stay with us. Come to us a week ago.
So we finished that episode and we're like, oh my God, we just want to keep going. So we decided, you know what, let's just squeeze another one in. Let's do the ick part 2. So that is what today is all about. We're just going to get right into the questions that you guys sent in about getting the ick in your long-term relationship. And if you're brand new here, sorry, we don't usually do an immediate part 2, but hi, I'm Vanessa. I'm a sex therapist. I've been in this field for over 20 years. It's it's really getting up there now. What, 23 years? That's crazy. And who are you?
I'm her husband. I've been with Vanessa for about 18 years. I got none of those qualifications. I'm a regular guy. I'm a husband. But I'm also a little more than a regular guy. I've been with this woman, this beautiful, wonderful sex therapist and wife for a very long time. We talk about a lot of dynamics that happens in relationships, in people's sex lives. We've had all that shit come up in our own sex life, our own relationship. We've worked through pretty much all the things that come up in long-term relationships, and we've come out the other end stronger for it. And so, yeah, I just like to kind of bring the regular person perspective to what we do.
We're the dynamic duo. I don't think we can call ourselves a dynamic duo.
I wasn't going to say that, but
I was trying to say, we've got the balance of one person who has the professional experience, education, the training, and one person who has the lived human experience.
So we hit it from both ends?
Yes, we hit it from both ends. I can't decide what's more embarrassing, you saying that or me saying we're a dynamic duo. We're both cringy. Okay, let's get into these cringy questions then. I'll read the first one. My boyfriend constantly belches and farts. all on purpose, not accidents.
Oh, I have questions about that.
He has less than desirable showering regularity after sweaty outings like golf or mowing the lawn, and will frequently try to initiate sex. We live in Maine where there are ticks, and you have to check yourself after doing yard work or really anything outside. Today, actually, he asked me to look him over for ticks, and he took off his underwear, moving around his balls, then turned around and pulled his butt cheeks open to be funny, only for me to see he was not entirely clean.
Oh, boy.
Oh. She means poop, right?
I don't know. Wait, why are you asking me that question? What else? I mean, like full of ticks?
I'm scared. Can you imagine if you like saw poop all over my butthole?
Yeah, I mean...
Could you ever, like...
I think I could.
There was no hesitation there. You're just like, no, it's fine.
Yeah.
You could come back from it.
I mean, it's just a butthole. I see your butthole all the time.
Oh my God. How bad would it have to be to not be?
I mean, that is a solid question. In order to visually see
that it's not clean.
It's like you didn't wipe it all.
And it's like...
I mean, I don't even know what it looks like. I mean, I know what it looks like on the toilet paper, but yeah.
Oh, God. Okay, I have to continue.
Wow, Vanessa has the ick right now.
I have more
She's
than the
aching
ick.
hard.
Ooh, he's 54.
Time to grow up, buddy.
Wait, 54? That's wild. I thought this was like a 27-year-old dude. 54, bro. Oh my God. He's 54 and finds all of this funny. I do not, and have said so many times. He says, I am who I am and I'm not changing. These are the most frequent examples of the ick for me, and it has completely turned me off. I do not see him sexually or in an attractive way. I have tried to get myself into a better mental space and to look beyond these situations, but I just can't. It's all I see and think about when he attempts initiation. He has improved on the farting and burps after my confrontation, but it's not consistent. I am out of ideas on how to get into a better headspace, but I feel it could be too far gone.
Might be.
Okay, what's your take on this?
This is a super, super, super valid ick.
Yeah.
I mean, it's more than an ick. Like, I think that's the thing, though, is that, like, this is kind of the problem that I have with the ick as a concept, is, like, really the ick should be used for, like, this is, like, some random thing that happened that many people might not find particularly off-putting, or just like a weird thing that, like, for whatever reason, I found that I reacted really poorly to it, or I couldn't unsee it, or whatever. But, you know, if I was out at brunch with my friends, maybe some of them would agree with me, but some of them would be like, I don't really see what the big deal is. Mm-hmm. But it's become such a popular term. And it's, I mean, I understand why, because it's something that we all relate to. That's sort of like, oh God, I can't unsee that. So we apply it to more things. So I understand. And I mean, I want to validate the hell out of this person. This is a challenging, a very serious, challenging situation to put up with in your marriage. And it's especially challenging because you two are seeing it in very different ways.
It's a boyfriend.
Yeah.
They're not married.
Okay. It's a boyfriend. Sorry. It's a boyfriend. Maybe that makes it a little easier what I'm going to suggest doing. But, yeah, I mean, I would say not only is this icky, this is more than just the ick.
Yeah, I think this is more than just the ick, too. And I think it's like he's saying, this is who I am, and I have no interest in changing it. He's attaching some sort of identity to this. Yeah. It's not just like, oh, yeah, whatever, like farts are normal. It's human nature. It's like, this is who I am. This is part of my identity. I think this stuff is funny.
Yeah.
And so if you're not somebody who finds this funny or attractive, I think you're kind of shit out of luck here. Yeah.
I mean, my just real simple response or retort or whatever to, you know, that, hey, I am who I am, take it or leave it, is what you're giving me is child vibes. Like I am like a mother. You are my child. You're a dirty little boy, not in a sexy way.
Yeah.
And I don't have any interest in dating a child. So if that's who you are, then we're going to have to, like I'm going to have to seriously think about moving out or, being done with this relationship. I think unfortunately this person is kind of being, I think it's a kind of manipulative behavior when you're like, oh, like I am who I am.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Because what you're kind of like gaslighting the other person and being like, your experience is invalid. And not only that, but like, this is who I am and you need to accept me for who I am. So yeah, and so, I mean, yes, you can take it, or he's basically saying take it or leave it. And I think you have to call the bluff and say, well, yeah, for me, my experience is that this feels like you're my child. I have to clean, I'm like you're like a gross child, like going through puberty or like prepubescent child. And there's nothing sexy or attractive about that.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that you give him a chance, but it literally has to be a threat, like a threat of breakup. Like I can no longer be in a relationship with a child. So you have to decide, is this who you want to be without me, or are you open to reconsidering?
Yeah. I mean, I guess it's tough because it sounds like this person has tried to address it in a lot of different ways. But I wonder if bringing up the sexual attractiveness aspect of it might be effective if you haven't already. Sometimes, especially with men, not to be too stereotypical, even though it is very stereotypical, but sometimes with men, like making the connection to your sex life helps them see it in a different way, especially if he thinks this is just like a funny thing, like, oh, it's just funny, farts are hilarious. Like,
poop in my butt is hilarious.
I don't know who thinks that, but yeah, like I think tying it to that and saying, I find it, I respect who you are, and I respect, that you find these things funny. The challenge that I am coming across is that it has a real impact on my desire, on my attraction to you, on our sex life. Like it's making me not want to connect with you. And, can you see a way around this? Can you see some sort of compromise that we could come to? Maybe that's a way to get through to him. But if he's going to be really insistent about like, I'm not changing this, then I think it's going to be a tough decision for you. Of like, is this something that you can put up with, or is it? It's already
you're saying
you can't, and it's already feeling like it's too far gone. Which,
yeah, I mean, I think you got to be ready to walk away. Yeah, unfortunately.
Ugh.
Sorry.
Oh, this is a really tough one. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I mean, hygiene stuff can be tough. We have a episode from, I think, towards the very beginning of Pillow Talk's history about hygiene. And hygiene can be a really tricky one because there can be a big mental health component to people who are having a struggle with hygiene. Yeah. It can be tied in with all kinds of stuff, with like self-worth, body confidence, depression, mental health.
Yeah.
What you're describing here does not sound like any of that, which is why we haven't mentioned that up till now. I mean, it sounds like this isn't like I'm struggling to be motivated to shower because I'm super depressed. It sounds like, this is just who I am. Ha ha ha. I was about to try to do a little fart sound, but I missed. I'm not gonna do it.
Ew. Okay.
Vanessa just got the ick, understandably.
I'm sorry. This is really tough.
Yeah.
So about 5 years ago, I went in for a dental cleaning, and my dentist said, do you know that you grind your teeth? And it's gotten pretty bad. I had no idea that I was clenching my teeth and grinding them during the nighttime literally no clue. But my dentist gave me a mirror and pointed out to me all these spots on my teeth where I'd been grinding down the enamel. And he really highly recommend. I mean, he basically didn't even give me a choice. He's like, you need to wear a night guard or you are going to destroy your teeth. So that's why I'm super excited to tell you about our podcast sponsor, Remy. If you are one of the 30% of Americans who grind your teeth, then your smile needs protection. And there's no better solution than Remy's custom fit night guard. Because here's the thing about those night guards. They might be necessary, but they're so expensive. But Remy makes the whole process so much easier, and they are often 80% less than what you would get at the dentist. So the process is super simple. They send you this impression kit straight to your door. They give you step-by-step instructions to get the perfect impression. Then you ship it back to them, and they ship right back to you a custom fit night guard made in the US. You wear it at night. It's honestly super easy. I was very worried when I first started using mine of like, am I going to be able to feel it? Is it going to be uncomfortable? Is it going to get in the way of my sleep? But you get used to it so quickly. It's really not a big deal at all. And Remy is so confident that you'll get a perfect fit that they offer a 45-night perfect fit guarantee or your money back. No waiting rooms, no overpriced bills, just a better way to protect your teeth while you sleep. Try Remy risk-free at shopremy.com/pillow and use code PILLOW to get up to 50% off your night guard at checkout. That's 50% off at shopremi.com/pillow with code PILLOW. Thank you, Remy, for sponsoring this episode. Did you know that 75% of Americans are dehydrated and do not drink enough water and electrolytes? That is an absolutely mind-boggling statistic. And I think the reason behind that is because most people just don't like drinking water. Like, people complain about there's no taste to it. It's just so boring to drink. So that's why we are very excited to tell you about our podcast sponsor, Cure, the cleanest way to hydrate. Cure electrolyte powders are made with clean ingredients, zero added sugar, giving you pure hydration without any of the junk. It's doctor approved, safe for the whole family, and has amazing flavors that hit just right. They've got berry pomegranate, strawberry kiwi, lemonade, watermelon, tropical punch, blood orange, and lime. So especially if you're somebody who thinks water has no flavor or even a bad flavor, like, you're gonna love one of these flavors. They also come in these super convenient packets, so you can keep a few at your desk, throw some into your purse, make sure you're hydrated wherever you are. Hydration goes beyond just drinking water. It's about replenishing the electrolytes we lose through sweat, sleep, alcohol, and daily activities. Water alone isn't enough to do the job. That's why you need to try Cure, the electrolyte drink mix that tastes as amazing as it makes you feel. For Pillow Talks listeners, Cure is offering 20% off your first order. Stay hydrated and feel your best by visiting curehydration.com/pillow and using promo code PILLOW at checkout. That's curehydration.com/pillow and use code PILLOW for 20% off your first order.
Okay, up next, what if his kink kind of gives me the ick?
Ooh, kind of.
Kind of. And I have questions about the kind of part, knowing what's coming next. One time, my husband gave me oral after he had finished inside of me and licked his own cum from my areas, and I for real thought he is actually gay. And that kind of gave me the ick. There's some mix. It's funny, like, going straight to gay. You go straight to gay, and it's like, so like that feels kind of extreme. Usually that's an extremely negative thing when it is not negative to be gay. When someone is throwing that out as, oh, he did something that I thought was gay, that's usually like a pretty extremely negative thing, and then you're like, oh, that kind of gives me the ick.
Oh my god! Sometimes there's just a real poetry to the way you guys write things. It's just like, we went on a little journey in 2 sentences.
I love
here.
You tried to start soft and then just went in.
Okay, so first let's address the sexuality aspect of it. So somebody, like a man licking. Also, I love that she said out of my areas. Licking cum out of your areas, that does not make someone inherently gay.
Yeah, I mean, like, is a woman gay if she like gives a blowjob like after he's been inside of her?
Oh yeah, I mean that could be a comparison for sure.
I mean, I have never heard a guy be like, "Oh my God, dude, we were having sex, and then she sucked on my dick, and now she tasted herself, and I think she actually might not be into dick, even though sure seemed like she was in the moment, but she licked herself."
She must be a lesbian.
She must be secretly lesbian, huh?
And
Have you ever heard somebody even remotely hint at that?
Justice for cum lickers.
That's right. Justice. Cum liquor justice.
Okay. So
if this is your first episode on Pillow Docs,
welcome.
welcome.
My God, welcome.
This is the cum lickers. Cum Lickers Anonymous.
CLA. Okay. So first of all, to reiterate, like Xander said, there is absolutely nothing wrong with being gay. But your sexual orientation is defined by the people that you are attracted to and want to have sex with, and is something that you and only you get to define.
Yeah, so I think the only question I would have is, well, what would your husband have to say? Does your husband
if your
think
husband
he's gay?
says he's straight, then he's straight. Like, he gets to define his own identity. It's defined by the people, not by the sexual acts. I feel like we talked about this a couple weeks ago there was like a guy who wanted to be pegged, and his wife had like the same concern. Like, it's not about the acts, it's not about the body parts, it's about the people that we are attracted to and having sex with. So no, him licking his own cum from your areas does not mean that he's actually gay. Now, let's look at the ick aspect of it. If you didn't like that, that's totally fine. You can set a boundary and say, like, hey, you know what? That's actually not something that I'm really interested in doing going forward. That's totally fine. You get to decide that for yourself.
I mean, it's not her cum, though.
Get out of here. It's her area.
Yeah.
If he wants to pull out and come somewhere else, he is welcome to do whatever he wants with his own cum. But yeah, if it's on her body, he doesn't get to do it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, you kind of got to take ownership of your own discomfort.
But I do wonder, like, is her discomfort around thinking, oh, is he secretly gay? Or is it actually around, like, I didn't like the sensation of you licking me after oral sex?
Well, that's not what the person said. They're pretty focused on him licking cum.
Well, no, it doesn't say I didn't like that he licked his cum. It said, like, I thought he's gay. I mean, if they very well could not like it. I'm guessing that they didn't like it. If they had liked it, it probably would have been like, I really liked it, but I'm scared that maybe this means he's secretly gay. So I'm guessing you didn't like it. And again, you're allowed to not like it, and you're allowed to say, I don't want to do that going forward. That's totally fine. But I do wonder if, knowing that this doesn't say anything about his sexual identity, I wonder if that changes things for you at all.
Well, to be really clear, whether there is cum or not inside of you, that doesn't really change the sensation of oral sex.
Well, that's why I think it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
It's just like, it's not if you like oral sex, you should like him licking his own cum. Like, there's not really any difference for you other than just knowing that there's something there.
I mean, if you want to get mathematical about it.
Oh, God.
Okay, in your theoretical world where licking cum brings you in the gay direction, he was also licking your juices, which I do have to say takes him in the straight direction, right? Your lubrication. That takes him in the straight direction. So at the very least, these two cancel out.
Okay, let's move on to the next one. My husband randomly takes his penis out and flops it around as a form of communicating that he is thinking about sex. It gives me the ick.
Oh, the old flopperoonie.
Is that Is that the actual technique?
Yeah, the flopperoonie.
An advanced initiation technique?
All men know about the flopperoonie.
Sander, why do men do this? Why do men think that just flopping around your flaccid penis is going to get us so turned on that we just have to have sex with you in that moment?
Well, I mean, they didn't say anything about it being flaccid. No, it's kind of hard to flop an erect penis.
Yeah.
To be fair, I'm pretty sure it's flaccid.
It's flaccid. Why do men do this?
Do this because they do not feel comfortable with verbal initiation. It's kind of being stuck in the teenage years, stuck in that developmental era where barely anybody really talked openly about sex with the person you might be having any kind of sexual experiences with, right? Like you just kind of did it because it was so awkward, but you wanted to do it so bad. And I think that it's time that your husband learns how to initiate sex with his words. That's not to say that verbal initiation is the only type of acceptable initiation, but I think what this is showing us is an extreme discomfort with any kind of like more literal type of initiation. Because really it's a fear of rejection. It's kind of pivoting from something that actually feels vulnerable, like, hey, I'd love to connect with you. Are you open to having sex? Where someone might say, no, I don't want to. And then you are kind of stuck with the, I asked for sex and I got rejected. Now, you can still get rejected when you do the flopperoonie. But here's the thing. You've just done the flopperoonie. You have plausible deniability. Sex? I was just flipping my dick around. I wasn't trying to initiate sex with you. God, aren't you weird? Right? I can't believe you would think I wanted sex. I am just flopping my dick on the table.
Oh, God.
Right? So it's like you can kind of, it's a way of hedging your bets. You don't have to really feel that let down when they are understandably not super turned on by the flopperoonie. Now, to be really clear, though, this isn't like a well thought through thing. Like men are not like secretly in their heads, oh my God, I really don't want to verbally initiate. So I have a great idea. I'm going to make a gross, crude joke out of it so that I don't have to feel let down. But that's like what's going on subconsciously.
Yeah, I think we don't give men enough credit for how vulnerable initiating sex is. And in male-female relationships, it is most often the man doing the vast majority of the initiation. Of course, not always, but in most relationships it is. And it's really difficult to put yourself out there and be vulnerable in your initiation. And so, yeah, exactly like you're saying, it can feel easier to make it, some dumb joke that has some plausible deniability around it. But that being said, this would give me the ick too. It's like, it's so not sexy. It's not attractive. It's not like intimate or connecting. It's just gross, to be totally honest. So I do think it's really important for us to learn more effective initiation techniques. So I would highly recommend that you guys listen to episode 198, Stop Doing This If You Want More Sex, Initiation Fixes You Need to Know. Or you can also check out our membership deeper at vmtherapy.com/deeper. We have an entire course that walks you through how to initiate sex in better ways. We actually have 61 different initiation techniques. We go through all of these really important things to know about how to do initiation properly,
and do it in the way that your partner is going to react well to. It's not like, oh, here's what I feel comfortable with right now. It's like, here's what's actually going to set me up best based on what I know my partner is into. Yeah, okay. The only bone I want to throw here is I want to be really clear. It's possible that maybe that there's some sort of like kink or fantasy behind being a little juvenile, flopping your dick around. If that's the case, there maybe there's something valid here if there's some like fantasy or scene that you want to play out, but that requires advanced communication and not just like, I'm just going to flop my dick around all the time. And it also, if you want to play that out, if you're like, oh, actually, this is this whole fantasy I've been fantasizing about, and like, I'm really just want my partner to catch on to exactly what I'm wanting, they're not going to catch on to exactly what you're wanting without you communicating it to them. And if you want to play that scene out, whatever that scene is, I'm kind of struggling to think of exactly what it is.
I don't know about that. This is a real stretch.
I'm really trying to throw a bone here. But if that's the case too, I think you are also going to have to initiate sex in a way that your partner would enjoy most of the time in order for them to feel like, oh, okay, my partner knows how to do this in the way that I like. I would be very happy to indulge him every now and then, or sometimes, or more often, with this specific thing that he likes to do. But you got to communicate. All right, bone thrown. I think we can safely move on. I really like to see the best in people. And in every situation, it's like, okay, there could be some valid corner case here. I mean, you kind of threw a weird bone out in the last one where you're like, if you didn't like the way it felt when he was going down on you because of the cum.
Okay. All right, let's go to the next one. This is a nice long one here. Okay. Oh my goodness, this topic feels so well timed for me. Backstory, I am 5 months postpartum with our first baby. My husband is the most wonderful and supportive partner. He was especially wonderful at not making me feel icky, embarrassed, or ashamed about any of the body stuff during pregnancy, labor, delivery, and postpartum.
Great job.
Great job. We love to hear it. He's a medical provider, and it's really important to him that I feel comfortable with all the normal body stuff that happens and happened during pregnancy, delivery, postpartum. And this man walked the walk. I'm talking wiped my ass, cleaned up my vomit and my blood. Childbirth and postpartum are not pretty.
Hey, so you were just asking me, like, what would happen if if you spread your butt cheeks and I saw poop in them, right? So clearly some people can get through it.
Well, this is a totally different scenario. Like, she needs help going, and he's like helping clean her up properly versus someone who's like, I don't care enough to wipe my own ass. This is totally different. Get out of here.
All right.
Also, I can't stop thinking about this one. Like, it's very, like, wouldn't that be so uncomfortable to just have shit in your ass in your crack all the time?
Every now and then there's a mistake. There's like a mistake or something, and,
like,
it is no, it
wrong.
is. It feels
it
like
doesn't feel good.
It feels like there's some lubrication back there, and it's like, oh, this is not good.
Lubrication.
Well, not lubrication, but it's like
what kind of poop are you pooping?
Well, I mean, it's like a little.
The dance that you just did.
Back me up here, guys. All the guys listening. Tap into the best of us. It's very easy to rectify. You just got to go to the bathroom, use a little more toilet paper.
I mean,
every now and then you're like, ooh, for a minute you're like, oh, am I like sweating or something? And you're like, no, I don't usually sweat in my butt crack.
I can't. This is so gross. This is actually a secret about us, is that there's a lot of poop talk in our relationship. I actually don't mind poop talk. It doesn't
I'm glad you don't, because there's even more of it amongst the rest of your family.
I know, my family, we always wind up talking about poop, and my mom will just she's like, every time we land on poop, every time, but we keep doing it. I don't mind the poop talk, but I would mind if you had bad hygiene around your wiping.
Oh yeah, I mean, but I still every time I catch that, I'm fixing that immediately.
Oh my god.
Well, because it's warm in your butt area, so it's like probably melting the.
I can't.
Melted chocolate.
Okay, we're going back. We're going back.
We're probably losing listeners at this point.
I know. This is going to be our
stats are going down.
Worst listened to episode ever. People will never come back. Please come back. We won't talk about poop anymore. I promise. Okay, where did I go? Okay, so
It was right after Wipe My Ass, babe.
Okay, now I am 5 months postpartum and my sex drive has never been lower. I have struggled with pelvic floor pain, but also just really low desire. And to make it trickier, I get the ick all the time from him doing normal body stuff. This is stuff that didn't used to bother me or barely bothered me. The worst things are when he toots or picks his nose. I feel like this combo of ick, disgust, and rage, and I hate my reaction. It feels so unkind to him, especially after the conversations we had postpartum about all the gross things he saw from my body. Side note, I also had the worst pregnancy gas that he had to live with for 9 months. I haven't said anything to him because I don't know how to approach it. I don't want him to feel embarrassed or ashamed. I definitely don't want him to know I get the ick from him. Our lack of sex has been a really sensitive spot already for us to navigate postpartum. But I'm thinking that if he didn't take care of some of these bodily needs in front of me, I would be more likely to feel turned on by him. We have always had a really open relationship when it comes to body stuff, and I haven't always loved it, but it's never bothered me this much before. How can I gently ask him to stop picking his nose or stop farting in bed, but without making him feel bad about having body needs? I also don't want him to feel like I'm micromanaging his way of being. Help, please. What do you think?
This is a tough one.
This is a really interesting one.
This is, I mean, okay, so to some extent here, I don't know all the science behind this, but I think, am I correct that for some amount of time postpartum, there can be some, like, just general hormone changes that can cause, yes, like hormone changes or imbalances. So
careful.
I am being careful. I don't want to say something offensive.
There are hormone changes after
that can throw, that can greatly impact the way that we feel or react to things. Now, am I also correct that those generally go away after some amount of time? Like, it's typically. Generally, it's not a permanent change, but it can be for like a year or two.
Typically.
Right? So I think that this is tricky because to some degree, if you're like, look, this stuff didn't bother me back then, or I was more understanding about this in the past. Because look, some of this is tough. Farting in bed, like I hate to say it, but like he cannot stop himself from like farting in his sleep in the middle of the night, or like
some farts cannot be helped.
Yeah, like
if
he's just lying in bed and he feels a big one coming, maybe he can get up and run to the bathroom and fart, or he can try to do it quietly. But I think, farts are tricky, especially if you're mostly complaining about farts in bed, because he might be sleeping and you might be awake, and like it's going to happen.
I doubt she's talking about sleep farts. I think she's talking about like they're laying in bed, reading before they go to sleep, and he's like just farting. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm curious. He's not making an effort. Yeah, just like he's picking his nose. He's like, yeah, it's normal for us to get boogers, but he's consciously deciding to pick his nose in front of her. I don't think this one's that hard, actually. Okay. I think that the way that she sent this question in is really kind, thoughtful, and generous. Mm-hmm. And I would describe it to him in exactly these words and just take out the mentions of the ick. So I would say to him, like, hey, I want to talk to you about something. And first of all, I want to say, like, this is very difficult for me to talk about because you have been such an incredible partner to me. Like, I cannot tell you how much it means to me that you dealt with all this gross stuff. You've been such a champ. You've been like, you've helped me feel so comfortable and so normal. And so because of all of that, like, this makes me feel like, it makes me feel really bad to be bringing this up because I want to be able to have the same like patience and acceptance of you that you showed for me. Yeah. So like just acknowledge it. Like I fully know that I am being a little hypocritical here.
Yeah, you can even say it feels unfair.
Yeah.
And that's that. And I've been hesitant to bring I've been hesitant to bring this up because it feels so unfair to me.
Exactly. Just own it. Yeah. Own it. And then say, you for sure use the postpartum, hormones and changes as an excuse. Just say, I'm finding myself being way more sensitive about things that never used to bother me before. But like, would you be willing to, at least for this temporary period of time until like, kind of go back to normal, would you be willing to pick your nose in private and maybe make a little bit of an effort to, fart in private too? I think that's a totally valid request. And if this guy is like as amazing as she made him seem, like, I don't think he's going to think it's that big of a deal. Mm-hmm. Maybe he'll be a little surprised, like, oh, I didn't realize that stuff bothered you. And then you can say, like, it never did before. And again, I feel like such a jerk because you were so, like, you wiped my freaking ass. You know, you get a gold star for that. So I feel bad. I feel like this is unfair. And at the same time, like, look, our sexual connection is so important to me. I want us to be rebuilding. Like, I know we're feeling, you know, we're working on this together. And I do think that this would make a big difference. And I'm hoping this is just temporary. It's just the postpartum hormones. I'm a little all over the place. But, like, could you do this for me? I think that would be totally fine.
I think that's fair. I think that's fair. Yeah, I mean, the only thing that, like, stands out to me a little bit is, like, you're saying, like, I'm having this combination of, like, disgust and rage.
Yeah.
So
I think
there
that's
might
just
be
hormones, though.
Yeah, totally understand. And it's also, like, those are also some very extreme emotions to be feeling. And those, I mean, those are generally emotions that if you are feeling those in response to something your partner does, I mean, there are situations where those are very understandable emotions. Like, your partner is yelling at you, is, you know, harming you in some way. Mm-hmm. These are emotions that feel, disproportionate in response to what you are describing, and you are recognizing that. So I think there could be a benefit to maybe, you know, trying to get into some individual therapy or something to just be able to talk through those. Because I think what can be challenging is you're identifying those feelings are coming up, but you don't have an outlet for them, right? Like, you don't want to respond angry to him. You don't want to be rageful. You don't want to tell him, oh my God, I'm feeling enraged from your fart,
don't
right?
tell
Like,
him that.
you don't want to, like, that's not going to be helpful. And so, but you need to be able to process those emotions somewhere. Because when what often happens is we are feeling something that feels disproportionate. We're like, oh my God, I better not feel that. Push it down, or, like, try to avoid that, or try to do something else. And so when we can't express them, like, verbally or physically, then they tend to just simmer and grow slowly and get worse and worse. So I think having somewhere where you can talk about that and, like, vent honestly, like, vent safely, let the steam off, I think that could be very helpful.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to be feeling those things towards your husband at all. Yeah. And so, I think it's worth being like, hey, this is disconcerting that I'm feeling these things towards my husband. I don't want to redirect this internally at myself and be ashamed or think I'm a bad person. Mm-hmm. And I also don't want to be feeling these, so I want to be able to talk to somebody about it.
Yeah, I mean, I think I caught that too. I flagged that sentence too, the fact that it's, like, escalating into rage. But I think that that's likely just to be the postpartum hormones, and it'll probably level off in a little bit.
But it could be a little. It could be a while.
Yeah,
and
it still could be. You know, we're always going to say it's worth talking to somebody about it. But ultimately, at the end of the day, like, I do think that life is not fair. Relationships are not fair, and it's okay for us to sometimes be hypocritical, and it's okay for us to, like, make requests of our partner that, you know, maybe they wouldn't make of us. I mean, we talked in the last episode about how I've asked you to, like, with farting, you know, to make some effort around about not farting around me, and, like, that's not something that you would ask of me. Like, I don't think it bothers you that much. So you could say, like, it's not fair that I've asked you to do that when you wouldn't ask me to do that. But it's like, that's just life. We're different people. We have different preferences and, you know, different needs and requests and all of that. So I think as long as you take ownership over it, and of course, like, don't shame him about it, but taking ownership over it, like, hey, this is just my weird thing, but could you indulge me with this? Yeah. I think that's fine.
Yeah. Agreed.
If you're loving the podcast and wondering, okay, but how do I actually put this into practice in my relationship?
Well, then you're definitely going to want to check out our membership, Deeper. It is hands down the best and the most affordable way to take your relationship from good to great.
Inside, we guide you through our 5 keys to everyday intimacy: communication, connection, desire, pleasure, and exploration.
And we give you the expert tools you need to strengthen each one. And on top of that, you'll also get access to our core library of courses and guides like the Ultimate Foreplay Guides, the Ultimate Sex Guide, Art of Initiation, and so much more.
Plus, we drop 2 brand new date ideas every month. You get daily Would You Rather prompts, monthly live calls with us, and fun intimacy challenges to keep your momentum going.
And oh yeah, Vanessa AI is there too, your personal on-demand sex and relationship coach that is trained on everything, literally everything that we've ever created. So ask her anything and get instant expert-backed answers.
So if you're ready to communicate better, feel more connected, and turn up the heat on your sex life,
head on over to vmtherapy.com/deeper and use code PILLOW for 25% off your first month, just for Pillow Talks listeners.
All right.
Men peeing gives me the ick. Well, have you ever considered that you might be gay?
No. Everything makes you gay.
Yeah. Oh, you're not into peeing?
Oh my God.
You must not be into men. I hope everybody listening knows that is it's a joke based on everything we talked about before. But okay, I got the ick thinking about him peeing standing up. I know most guys do, but the idea of it splattering on the walls just gets me. It doesn't feel worth...
Wait, hold on. Is it splattering the walls when you pee?
No.
Have you ever peed on the wall?
I don't think so.
You're like... the bathroom that you usually pee in is pretty tight. The walls are like, it's like a little toilet closet thing.
Yeah, so
Do you pee on the wall?
Okay, I'll be honest. Men peeing standing up without care taken, like, I mean, it is common if you see a bathroom that like a lot of men pee in standing up, it can often be a little wet just in front of the toilet bowl on the ground. The walls are not somewhere that usually would get splashed because, let's be real, you're peeing into the toilet, it would be bounced. Like, you think of how a toilet bowl is curved, like it's not going to bounce over the toilet to the walls unless you literally are just flopping your dick around and pissing. Yeah, not pissing into the toilet at all. If anywhere, it's going to bounce more to the side and back to the front of the toilet, or like honestly back onto you. Oh my God. So yeah, I mean, I think like, I pee standing up, but like you kind of have to be, there's a spot to aim for, like basically like right above the water line, like on the back of the, the back part of the bowl. I didn't
know there was such a technique.
There is a spot that will kind of minimize splashage.
Splashage.
Yeah. But I do, okay, let's continue. It doesn't feel worth talking to him about it because I know it is probably an unrealistic ask to have him pee sitting down. When it comes to a genuine ick, I just don't see it as worth bringing up. The emotional energy / equity to share a complaint could be better spent on something that affects me more. Hey, that's very big of you, I guess. But like... Wait, I have an idea. I have a great idea.
Uh-oh. Okay.
Well, it sounds like you actually don't really know if he's peeing sitting up, sitting or standing. You're just imagining. So here's what you do. Just say, hey, dude, I'm going to make a request of you because I got this thing going in my head that I just can't stop thinking about. So I would love it if I would love it if you just told me that you're going to pee sitting down. Now, what happens behind closed doors happens behind closed doors. Who knows? But like, I'd like you to just tell me that you're going to do this. And then who the fuck cares after that? Like, the way this is written, this person doesn't say, I hate watching him pee. Because like, That's something we hear from people. Oh, he like pees in front of me and it's so gross. I can see the pee going everywhere.
We talked about that
That
last
is
time,
not like, if that was happening, that would be the first thing this person would be writing here. It wouldn't be like the idea of a man peeing standing up. You know, one other thing I'll tell you, I do have some male friends who 100% of the time pee sitting down.
Yeah.
Your husband could be one of them without you even knowing it.
Yeah.
He probably, you know what? He probably is actually.
Yeah, he for sure is.
He for sure is peeing sitting down.
He wrote in and told us.
Yeah, he did. Yeah,
we've seen it.
Yeah, not all men pee standing up, and that's definitely your husband. So problem solved.
Okay, this is interesting though, because you're saying like it doesn't seem worth bringing up, but yet you took the time and energy to write to us and ask about it. So it's like, it does seem like it's kind of bothering you a little bit. So I don't know. It might be worth re-examining and asking yourself like, okay, does this bother me or not? And again, this is similar to what we talked about in the last one. Like, yes, sometimes we have requests or preferences that feel unfair or that feel silly or feel like we wish we didn't have them. But at the end of the day, like, you have it. So could you just take ownership over it and ask? Like, he doesn't have to do it. Maybe, you know, maybe he says he doesn't want to, but I don't think it's an enormous ask. It's definitely an unusual ask.
So, you know, idea number 2, install a urinal.
No, because she's saying he doesn't like the idea of him peeing standing up.
Well, I mean, I think the idea of a urinal, like, so peeing, the reason why peeing standing up, there's splashage, is because it's traveling a long distance down. The whole point of a urinal is so that it is like you're peeing on a toilet where it's, you know, not going very far. You're just pissing
They're
right in.
They're not going to install a urinal.
But yeah, here's,
is it like, also, are you cleaning the bathroom?
Well,
that could be a different thing, is that you ask him like, hey, can you be the one to clean the bathroom?
You know, I'm not convinced that this person has any proof that there is pee on the walls.
There's definitely not pee on the walls.
They didn't say that. Like, I don't think that this person, I think this person, it's literally all in their head. They are imagining piss all over the walls, but they don't have any proof because they would have been like, I'm so sick of cleaning up the pee stains on our walls. They're not saying that. They're not saying my guy won't stop peeing in front of me. Oh, I'm spending so much time scrubbing piss off the walls, or like there's yellow stains on the wall. That's not in this question at all. So I do think it is all in your head. Now,
yeah.
That's a valid question. Are you genuinely noticing pee in places that pee shouldn't be? Because if that's the case, you have a hygiene related question. Hey, I don't want to see pee on the floor, on the wall, on the baseboards, whatever. Honestly, if it's going to be anywhere, it's the floor or maybe the baseboards. It's not going to be the wall. But you could request, hey, like, the bathroom needs to be more clean for me. I don't ever want to see that. So whether you have to clean it up every time or pee sitting down, that's on you. You get to decide. Or I'd like you to clean the bathroom. But I am not convinced that's the case. I think this is like a kind of paranoid fantasy.
Okay, let's move on to our last one. My husband used to comment on every price of food when we'd go out to eat, usually negative. It gave me the ick and also didn't make me want to go out to eat with him. We discussed it, and it came back to our different upbringings surrounded by money. He's gotten a lot better, and I've been better at accepting it for a difference, but sometimes it's still so hard and it gives me the ick, especially when we're with other people. I think it bothered me so much and gave me the ick because it was date night, something fun for us to do together. It felt like he didn't want to be there with me.
I think that's really understandable. Like, yeah, like if we were going out, whether it was me taking you out or you taking me out or whatever, whoever planned it or whoever kind of made the move, if one person is complaining about it the whole time,
yeah, of course,
it feels
like ruins the vibe.
We don't have to be like, we're trying to do this for each other to do something nice, and this doesn't feel nice.
Yeah.
Anymore. Like, I mean, I would even say that, again, like, this is not an ick one. This is kind of just like a mutual respect type of thing. Like, I get that there are money things.
That's what I like about this one is like, this is one that I love that they had a conversation about it and they identified a root thing here.
Yeah.
That it's really about like their approaches to money. Like or their, history with money. So I'm guessing he probably grew up with less money than she did. And there's kind of this scarcity mentality of like, oh my God, this, pasta costs $20 or, whatever it is. Like,
and I think this is a really common thing, like in many families. It's like, oh, well, like, my mom and my dad would always complain about this.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't believe they're charging blah, blah, blah for whatever. So it's like, it's almost like just a default thing that's built into us. Like, we either talk about that or we don't.
Yeah, but I love that you did talk about it and identify, the root behind it. And I'm assuming that it gave you some compassion for each other and some deeper understanding of each other.
Yeah.
Of like, oh yeah, I can totally understand why you might be saying this. That it's rooted in all this history and all these beliefs that you were taught to have. So I do like that a lot. But yeah, I totally agree. Like if we went out on date night and you were just complaining about the price of food, I would feel like this is not very fun. This is ruining the vibe, ruining the energy between the two of us.
Yeah, I mean, it would give the vibe of like, well, why are we here? Like, why are we here? Or like, why don't we do something else then that is not like the point of date night is to have fun.
Yeah.
Right? Like, let's do something that isn't going to be a complaint. Because I feel like often when someone is complaining about something like that, whether it's prices or whatever, picking apart the service or whatever, what the other person kind of implicitly hears is like, you made the wrong choice. Like, you shouldn't have suggested this restaurant, or you shouldn't get this thing, or you shouldn't whatever. It's like judgment towards the other person, even if the other person didn't pick the restaurant. It's like, oh, we shouldn't be doing this. We shouldn't be doing this. And it's like, yo, we decided we wanted to go on date night. We decided together to go to this restaurant, or I decided to go to this restaurant. So live with it, buddy.
Yeah.
Or you decided to go to this restaurant.
And doing it in front of other people is icky too. Like it feels embarrassing.
Yeah.
I'd feel really embarrassed if you were doing that in front of other people.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think the person writing in, you've really done the hard work here at the very end. You're saying, I think that the reason it really is bothering me is because it is feeling like he doesn't want to be there with me. Now, what I wonder, I'm not sure that you've shared that part of it with him. It sounds like you've talked about how like you don't like that, and he's gotten a lot better at it. But it sounds like what you're saying is upon further reflection, it's still coming up occasionally. Yeah. And I'm realizing I don't feel like he wants to be there with me. I think that would be a really valuable thing to share with him. Yeah. Because that's going to be is going to cut through all the money stuff, any kind of values related things around like frugality or money or whatever. Because if all the argument is, I don't like it when you say this costs too much, then he can respond and say, oh, well, it does cost too much, or we are, we're trying to save money, or like, this is how I was raised.
Different views of
money.
We
have different views on money, or I was raised to like be careful with my, then it becomes a logistical argument about money. But the thing is, it's not about money. It's about being on date night and feeling connected and feeling like he wants to be there with you.
Yeah.
So that really cuts through it. And I think that is the most important thing to share with him. Hey, when you are saying X, Y, and Z, it's not feeling good to me.
Yeah.
Because I hear that, and what I'm feeling like is, you don't really want to be here with me. You'd rather be somewhere else. Yeah. You'd rather not be going on a date. And then I'm feeling like, well, but we're together. Like, we want to, like, this is how we do something nice together. Like, it's important to me that it feels like you want to be with me when we are taking time out of our day to do something, go on a date. So if, it doesn't have to be, we don't have to be going to a restaurant or whatever. If I would love for you to do whatever you need to do to be able to take me on a date and not be complaining about things, because I want you to feel like you are really here with me.
Yeah.
I think that he would really hear that pretty well and say, hey, it's not about this has nothing to do with how you were raised, your thoughts on money. It has everything to do with how valued I feel here.
Yeah.
And I think giving him that alternative, like, look, we don't have to go to restaurant, whatever. Because I think that the only way that could get a little sidetracked is if he's like, oh, well, but like we're always going to places that are really expensive. So it's like you got to give an alternative.
Yeah.
But I do think that will cut through it and it'll be like, oh, okay, I get it. It's about we are taking, it's us being here for each other and wanting to be with each other. And me talking about this type of stuff takes away from that.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're going to have to wrap it up here for round 2. We still have more questions, man, but everybody's got the more. Egg. This feels like too tame of a place to end, though. Like we started with poop and butt crack.
Yeah. How's your butt doing? Are you poop free right now?
Yeah, I am. It is not feeling damp or whatever weird word to use to describe it.
I sure think I am poop free.
Great.
Well, what do you think it would feel like? You were so shocked when I said that. I'm curious.
It feels dry.
If you had a poopy butt right now,
dry.
What do you think it would feel like? Dry?
Yeah.
Why would it be dry?
Because it's like dry. I don't know. It was there, and I don't know.
You dried up poops?
Yeah, I feel like that's what happens. Not that it would stays
it would
moist.
Dehydrate inside your butt?
It's not inside anymore. It's outside, exposed to the air.
I mean,
this is just so gross. We have to stop. Nobody's ever going to listen to this podcast ever again. Well, at least we loop back around to the poop. Now we can.
Yeah, that's a clean.
Sufficiently made a sufficiently gross episode.
Yeah, that's a clean ending. I really like it.
Thank you guys for sharing all of your delightful icks with us. Again, if you haven't listened to part 1, you absolutely have to. There are just some hysterical little short vignettes about the things that give you the ick. And let us know if you want to continue talking about the icks. Come over to Vanessa and Xander on Instagram at Xander with an X.
Let us know what you think about our poop argument.
All right.
Help break our tie.
That's all for today's episode of Pillow Talks. Thank you so much for listening. Join us again next week. We release new episodes every Thursday.